I've been thinking a lot lately about the so-called nuns, the spiritual but not religious people, the formerly church people, the Relig-ish people. And I've been thinking a little bit about their need for tribe and their need for pastoral care. Or I really should say our need for tribe and our need for pastoral care, because I am one of those formerly churched people, and I try to be a good pastor to those formerly churched people. Hudgens, who hosts the Tuesday show Busted Stuff here on Sogo, and I were having a Facebook chat a while back, and we were talking about whether or not SBNR Relig-ish people really want to go to church. Like, even if all those pastors who are out there trying to reshape church twisted it all around and shook it up and turned it inside out, would Relig-ish people come? I think there's multiple answers to that, of course, because there's multiple kinds of Relig-ish people out there. And I think that even when our values become out of alignment with the church community and the practices become out of alignment for us, we remain in the institution usually for quite a bit of time because we so value the community that's there. But eventually, you have to believe to belong. And eventually, when you have to be silent all the time about your core values and the practices that support those core values, and you have to be a little bit out of step with everybody all the time, eventually that becomes wearing and isolating, and people leave. Sometimes when people leave, they're very much adrift for a period of time. And depending on geographic location and personality, the Relig-ish people begin to form a new community that is more integrated with their everyday life. They create a family of choice. They have an interconnected web of friendships that provide them with support and counsel and community life. And that hunger for the church as a community source fades with time. Now, if you're geographically isolated, say you're living in the middle of the Bible Belt and you are Relig-ish, your broad theology might make it difficult for you to find like-minded souls to create this sort of deconstructed tribe with. Or if you just don't have the personality of the kind of person who, like, you know, introduces themselves to the lady in the carpool in front of them because you have the same bumper sticker, and then you become, you know, good friends and your families intertwine. Not everyone has that kind of outgoing, assertive personality. And so when you have a more introverted personality and you leave the community of the church because your values are out of alignment, it can be really isolating. So it's interesting to me to think about what kinds of tribe do we need to create to support the soulful life of the Relig-ish community, of the spiritual but not religious. And I'm just going to stop calling them the so-called nuns. I felt that hunger for community for a long time after I left the church. And you know, we've met that hunger in a couple of different ways in our household. We have created a family of choice and a network of close friends together. From time to time, we've had actual soul care groups that have met physically in the house. And now I host Flock, an online soul care community for those Relig-ish souls who are scattered in the diaspora, who don't have, you know, the ability or the resources to build a new tribe for themselves in real life. We at least have a virtual tribe for them at the Flock. So I'm curious, what are your needs for tribe? If you aren't a part of worshiping community, how do you get those needs met? And what kind of deconstructed tribe have you reconstructed in your life? I hope you'll share them in the comments with me here or on Facebook, on my blog where this is cross-posted, wherever it's most comfortable for you. I'd love to hear what your solutions have been if you have left church. So next week, I'd like to talk a little bit about pastoral care for the Relig-ish community. And until then, I hope you will get curious, trust your gut, and live from a place of love. Amen? Amen.